Hey there, my name is Caleb Brundle. It's been a hot minute. I'm probably going to possibly be posting this on a couple different social media platforms, maybe even Facebook, where family, friends, old mentors, many people I've known throughout my life are going to see this video. And that's why I'm putting it out there to kind of insert my opinion, because I have been quiet for a couple years. And then there's something that's been really bothering me. Especially, it's been very prevalent the past 2 years, but been coexisting for, obviously for probably since COVID, since 2020, if not about a year or two after that. I'm specifically talking about the existence of AI and my core issues with AI and how it has affected us as Americans. Now, I'm taking this from a perspective that is more of like, I guess you could say probably an activist perspective, in the sense that what it does to us is not good, and people that continue to use it are the problem. And that's why I'm talking about this today. I've gone even down the route of wearing, my glasses. I'm going to kind of maybe give a small life update to some people, because I'm putting this probably in a lot of spots, honestly. And I'm trying to get my voice out there, and I want people just to know how I feel about this, because I'm giving you the opportunity to stop talking to me. Sorry, I tried zooming in to really maximize the effect. Yeah, I don't like people who use AI. I'm going to say it right now. That's not why I moved. I'm going to go about that to a small life update, ADHD moment, so I apologize if you don't like people moving around all the time when conversating, but I'm one of those people. It really happened bad after high school, college, etc. Because adult moment. It was still very obvious when I was younger, but I didn't really figure that out, nor did anyone really ever point that out to me. I kind of just figured it out on my own as I got older. But besides ADHD and many other core issues I've had throughout my life, one that I had that was just bugging me for a while was I didn't really care for living in Missouri, if I'm honest, like trying it out for a while. It's not, I just grew up there, right? I love my family, I love my friends. It was actually not bad. But after a couple years of being an adult, I was like, I really want to just try living somewhere else to try it, but there was not very good options. Well, I made a couple good friends in the state of Washington, and I moved to Washington. So I no longer live in Missouri. I live in the state of Washington. And I'm loving it here so far, actually. And that's not why I'm here to post, though. I guess I've been reminiscing about a lot of stuff in Missouri. So I recently got on social media again, specifically Facebook. I'll just give that example, and then Instagram as well, actually, because that's where I saw this example I'll get into. And it's been sitting on my mind for a while, and I think that's why I need to make a video about it, to get my outlet out there. Also to see if other people feel similar like me. Hopefully. If not, then, well, you're probably going to be blocking me or unadding me from Facebook and many other platforms. And you know what? That's fine with me. I don't like AI. I don't. I think that some parts of AI can be good. Now, let me talk about that first, just so you can hear about that. And then we'll move on to why I don't like AI and what it's doing right now that is causing a massive issue for us as Americans and the world as a whole. It's not just Americans, obviously, but let's get into the part that makes AI good. Let's just get that out of the way. Let's get the good part out of the way, right? Let's do that, right? So, what AI does, in my opinion, that it can be good, is, in my opinion, I view AI, they are models, right? And the models, LLMs, whatever you want to call them, I don't really care about the proper terminology, mainly because I don't like AI. I think AI can do very automated things good. And that's what can be used for. It's like an advanced bot, right? Artificial intelligence bot. Like just it's not really a bot, it's a model, but they're really honestly broken down just bots that are advanced, that are trained to respond to you in a particular way, right? That's not a bad thing and can be actually used in good ways. Here's where the issue comes in. I haven't looked into a crap ton of companies, but I'm going to name a couple right now, okay? So you got Google Gemini. Apple has their intelligence now. You got ChatGPT, OpenAI, the biggest one right now, the big prevalent. And then you have Sora. Let's talk about Sora. So, I only just mentioned what I think AI is good at, by the way, right? And I didn't go into detail, and nor do I need to, because I can clarify for people what I'm getting at. But I think that AI can do very basic minimum tasks to make your life easier. Here's the problem, what I think AI is doing. AI is replacing jobs. AI is almost causing basically a recession at this point. I don't even think that's a crackhead theory that people could be posting online or sound like a conspiracy theorist. We are probably definitely in some kind of recession in America, and people are just talking about it and beating around the bush, but we are most likely in a recession, honestly. I think it's just swept under the rug. And sir, call me conspiracy theorist for that. But I think AI is a prevalent cause of that. I really do. I'm going to give you an example, and nor do I give a rat's ass, excuse my language, about what exactly the details are of this, but Meta, Facebook, I'm talking about this now, and people need to follow with me on this completely. If you can watch my video, that'd be great. Meta is building an AI center. And guess where they're building it? They're building it, I can't remember what state. I'm sorry if someone remembers. I just remember this. I read this a month ago. It's like I said, this whole thing's been ruminating in my head for a while. Or maybe it was a couple weeks ago. I apologize. Point is that they're building an AI center where people live. Oh, sure. Oh, they own the land. Big greed corporation owns this land. They can do what they want with it. Why are you bootlicking a corporation? That's people's lives we're talking about. People aren't going to be able to live in homes now just because they want an AI center. And you know who caused that problem? Us. We caused that problem. We did. And I'm going to tell you how we caused that problem, and I'm going to actually call someone out. Not going to say their name because I'm not that rude. But I'm going to call someone out who was a mentor for me growing up as a kid. I had a youth pastor. I'm not going to say your name. If you know who you are and you actually follow me on Facebook, you are a bad person for what you do. I'm saying that right now. I don't care if you're a youth pastor. We can have a conversation if you want in DMs. But what you're doing is not okay. What you are doing is not okay. Do not use AI. Everyone that's watching this video, stop using AI. Stop. Just stop using it, period. Granted, there are local LLMs and models you can actually create, like Claude Code and a couple others, because I've done my research. I'll admit, I've used AI in the past, but because of my actual noggin I'm using, and I'm aware and I'm actually paying attention to what's going on, I deduced that I need to stop using it. That was months ago. I will be honest, there's a couple moments where I've used it, and one of my big frustrating things is I still felt like I was using it when I was using Google search. Now, granted, people say, use DuckDuckGo, use this, use Ecosia. There's so many options for Google other than Google search engine, but there's also something called, you can research it, called UDM14. I'm shouting it out right now. It is an option, if you still like Google's search option, to remove the AI capabilities. Now, again, what it just does is it just shoots you into the web category, which is the old Google search, not the new one that gives you an AI overview if you ask a question. You're using AI if you do that. I know it sounds like a pain to get around that, but you are contributing to the problem. So literally most Americans and most people using the internet now every day are contributing to the use of AI. Whether people want to admit that or not, because you probably Google every day. Most people do. I do. But did you set up UDM14? Did you switch to DuckDuckGo? No, you probably didn't. You should. And if you need help, I will gladly help. I will sit there for hours helping. I work a remote job now. I'm in IT. I'm in technology, obviously. So that's kind of why I'm kind of passionate talking about this. And you're thinking, well, wouldn't AI help you? Okay. Besides the fact that AI can be useful in some ways, you don't realize that we are pushing ourselves into a future where AI replaces so many things we do because we're continuing to train these models with big corporations, mind you. That's the big aspect. Why should we trust big corporations? Why should we trust what they do? Why? Why are we trusting what they will do? Because they've done already crappy things like remove people from homes to build an AI center. Why I brought up my moving. Let's get to that point. I brought up the fact that I moved to Washington. One of my good friends, won't say their name just because I feel like I should get permission to mention them, but they helped me move. Huge shout out to them. You know who you are. You're the GOAT. That friend helped me move. We went through Wyoming. Big state. Super long. It took us 8 or 9 hours to get through that with my U-Haul and my car being towed, which is the car I'm in right now. Well, that state is so big and has so much space. Texas maybe as well. My point is, there is so much free land in the world that they could put AI data centers, yet they didn't. They just said, oh, we own this land. Let's use just that. And, oh, people live there? Fuck them. No, quite literally, that's what they said. Excuse my language, but quite literally, they are dehoming people for an AI center. Process that. That's why I'm saying something now. That is why I believe, and I'm passionate about this, that people need to stop using AI. And that's why I've made the decision to talk about this, because I've stopped using AI. And I'm proud to say that. You should stop using AI too. Everyone, stop using AI. You are contributing to the problem. Let that sit in your head. It's such a more broad issue. And honestly, if I get it, I get the hype of it. I get that it's cool. I get it because I'm a tech guy. I get it. There's some cool aspects for it. But you don't realize that we are contributing to a larger issue if you continue to use it. So back to my youth pastor. I'm not saying their name. Again, people could say, oh, well, if they know you personally, they know who your previous youth pastor is. I don't care. Sometimes you have to call out people. I'm not going to say their name, though, because I didn't. But I'm calling you out. You need to stop what you're doing. You are cringe, extremely cringe. Why are you going out and publicly talking about on your Instagram and your Facebook that you're using AI? That is cringe. Stop. Stop vibe coding. Stop. Learn how to do it properly. Don't pay a subscription to OpenAI or Gemini or even use it for free. You're still contributing regardless if you pay for AI or not. You are contributing to the problem. That's all I have to say to you. There's nothing else for me to say. You should be ashamed of yourself. Even if you're not a Christian anymore, I don't care. Morality besides Christianity, and I'll be honest, if people know me, knew I grew up as a Christian. I'm not a Christian currently anymore. That is a personal decision of mine. I align probably as closest as I could say as agnostic. I'm not saying I'm searching. A lot of it has to do with a lot of personal issues I've had with people. One being this youth pastor, great example. No offense. And so many other people I know throughout my life who are terrible examples of Christians. Really. And make me realize that I need to be better as a person because I decide to do that. Not because some entity or being or God says I should be or I do it for them. I'm doing that because I should be a good person, period. And guess what? That's how most people should live anyway. You shouldn't have to have a religion to tell you to be good. And guess what? Even when you do, that doesn't work for most people because most people are still assholes. The one big thing, again, excuse my language, I'm trying to not talk like this. I'm an adult, I get a little heated about this. This is a rant. To end this conversation, I think the biggest issue with humanity right now, and this ties into AI, this does. I'm not even trying to get political. I think I've stayed pretty good and clear of that, just talking about this topic. But empathy. Humans need more empathy. We need more empathy. We do. We don't have enough of it. We don't. And that's a problem. If we had more empathy, this would be a better world. You know? And you're like, well, you're getting really worked up. Well, that may be true. I'm getting worked up over something that's hurting people's lives right now, right? Granted, it may not have at one point, but it is now. We cannot stop this unless we stop using it. Stop using AI. That is all I have to say today. If you have anything you want to talk to me about, whatever you're seeing this on, whatever platform, I will be glad to converse with you down in the comments below. Gladly, I will do that. In a respectful manner. I will not get angry at you. I am angry at the corporations and companies who are continuing to do that. Am I mad at the person I was calling out specifically, my previous youth pastor? I wouldn't say I'm mad. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I have an immeasurable amount of disappointment for a man who is probably double my age now, and just using it like it's not a big deal. And like it's not hurting the environment and the world as a whole. If it continues to get worse, I might go down the line of calling people out directly. I am not a fan of that. I'm not. But some people should be held accountable. I'm going to be honest. Like the whole thing with Jeffrey Epstein. Oh God, I'm going down the political route now. See, we're going to cut off there. People are going to think I'm a conspiracy theorist after this video. But like, I don't even care about Jeffrey Epstein. I don't. But he's a pedophile. Give the information to the public. The public wants to know what happened. This is years ago. This was a whole big deal years ago. Just get it over with. That's it. People just want to know who was affiliated with the fucker. Excuse my language. Who was affiliated with this pedophile, right? That's the end of the story. And people just want the truth nowadays. And it's crazy we have to ask for something like that. Anyways, I think I'm going to stop here, guys. I apologize. I realize I went on a little bit longer than I should have. But I hope you enjoy this rant. There might be more. I tried to not get political. But I do think that if people use AI, you need to stop using it. I'm looking at you. Stop using it. I used it before. I'm no longer using it. I'm making the stride from here on out, from months ago to today and forward, that I will not use AI anymore. You should do the same. Have a good day.